How to find out how to move the Gantry menu. It comes centered by standard. You may want to align it to the left or to the right, and it's not that difficult to do. But the Gantry menu is kind of complicated in many ways, and you kind of have to know what you're doing. But here's hopefully a very simple tutorial. I'm going to talk you through how to do it and how I work out how to do it. So first thing I'll do is I'll right click on any menu item and I'll inspect it, and you see my inspector comes up, and I'm going to go up to G navigation because that's the top one that contains the navigation. Above it is other stuff that I've inserted in there. Might not look like it, but it's got a lot of margin on it to push it below the menu. But the G navigation is the one we want, and it near enough always is unless you've tampered with it. So the first thing I want to, I've done this before, so I know that this is controlled using Flexbox. So rather than going around the houses and trying to use all these other methods, we're going to use Flexbox. So the first thing I do is I look in my HTML code, and I can see the first one here is got Flex written next to it. So I know for a fact that that is a Flexbox, which is great. So I go over to my my CSS over here, and I can see I've tried to do it on this one, and I put it. It's on Align Item Center. If I change that to Flex Start, you would see it making a change, but I don't see any change. So I'm going to refresh the page to get rid of that change. So what that's done is trial and error. I've ruled out this Flexbox item here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep opening up until I find the next Flexbox item. It just happens to be here. And the good thing is, if I hover on it, I can actually see there's padding on the left and right of it. And that could either be added manually, or it could be added by it being centered in a Flexbox. So again, we can see that we've got justify content here. We've actually got justify content and WebKit justify content. So remember to do it for both if you're wanting to support Chrome and all the other browsers. So this one I'm going to change to Flex Start. You can see it's Flex End has pushed it to the end. Flex Start has pushed it to the start. So we know that this is definitely the right one. What I'll do is I'll just copy that, and I'll make sure that's in that one as well, because WebKit justify content isn't needed anymore. I think they support justify content, so we could just, but let's make sure all the browsers, because WebKit is Chrome, we want to support Firefox and all the others as well. And of course, if WebKit justify content ever gets dropped by Chrome, because Flexbox is such a well supported thing, at some point they'll just remove it, and so you need to make sure that the fallback is there as well. So that is how I change it to the left or even to the right. We're doing Flex End. And B, how I identify it. And the really way I identified it was just by, I knew it was a Flexbox, so I knew what I was looking for, which is a big help. But actually going down and finding this part with the purple padding on it, you know, if I go back to center, you'll see where it was. It's the padding was the bit that really gave it away from me. If I was on this one, actually it's full width, but there's no indication as to why that is centered. I would think that if that is centered, then it's going to be something like Text Align Center rather than a Flexbox. But because I see the purple padding, I know that it's going to be the Flexbox. And there you have it. So just change that to a Flex Start. So if you are doing this in your own code, I would highly advise that you copy this entire part, stick it into your own code, and then just do the justify content and that bit. You don't need the bits above it because they're already done. If that's still not specific enough, usually what I would do is I would just stick the word body in front of it so that I'm a bit more specific. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching.